Let me at him!
Well, there it is. Hi guys, this is WTii, and we're going to be taking a look at the new job, the anti-cheat senior software engineer for the Classics game team working for Blizzard. This is in the Americas area. The whole area of Americas, you know the one. So one of the first points I want to put out here is that there was actually 3 jobs listed here. The Classic Games team, the anti-cheat one, and, well, there used to be one that said Senior Software Engineer Server, where their responsibilities were to implement server infrastructure changes to support new gameplay features and generally have experience in database development and distribution and shipping experience. That's gone. However, I did print it off, so I actually could just read that out there for you. So I guess they found their guy, or they gave up on that, but that's interesting that that's already gone, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't there all that long. I think these things pop up quite quickly, and some of them have been there for a while, but the anti-cheat one's definitely new as far as I'm aware. And thank you very much to the fella who brought that to my attention. So let's talk about the anti-cheat, shall we? This is very good news for anyone that doesn't like hackers, because one can assume that basically this might be dealing with that. Their requirements are a passion to make life difficult for the bad guys. So you can imagine that might be referring to the hackers, those fellas. However, all of these senior software engineer positions for the Classic Games team have mentioned at some point where they say combat hacking to improve multiplayer. However, this one specifically does say a passion to make life difficult for the bad guys, which is really interesting to look at. So the way I look at it is I think maybe Blizz are looking to hire a tough guy with a baseball bat named Phil. And I think this theory that I have is further, you know, propelled by the job role not having any responsibilities, because here's the requirements, here's the pluses, but look, there's no responsibilities. If we go back to like any of the other jobs, just take this other one, the Classic Games for example, this fella has responsibilities, whereas the one who is the where Phil, our dude who wears a baseball cap and a baseball bat, but he doesn't take the baseball bat to baseball games, he takes it to people's faces. He doesn't have any responsibility, so I kind of look at it as a theory that maybe Blizzard are taking a James Bond style license, sort of like license to kill or to do what you want and get the job done kind of approach here. Almost like those dudes that collect rent or loans. What are they called, like loan sharks or something like that? Where the well, I better not go into too much detail. I don't want to say that Blizzard are doing this. Just hypothetically, they might be, because I don't see any responsibilities there. There might be they might need to put those down there. They might have just forgotten to do that. I assume that's the case. But nonetheless, what we do have is a lot of requirements. I mean, can you read this? Let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys, because that's not really clear for you right there. Okay, so mastery of C++, all of this. I could read this all out. I mean, come on, look at how detailed all of this is that you need. And the things that stand out for me is mastery of C++, and experience with cryptography, and bachelor's degree in computer science or equivalent experience. So that's a hell of a lot of stuff that you need to know if you're going into this. But we do have a lot of pluses as well. So if you make it past that stage, then you're going to need knowledge of the methods used to create malware and game hacks. So that's really fascinating to me. So what I also think about when I see that is, have you ever seen those programs where they sort of like they get ex-cons, like ex-car thieves, and they get the car thieves who are, you know, they've stopped breaking into cars now. They've done their time in jail, they've seen their sins and their ways, but they find uses by working for, you know, car companies and stuff like that to increase their security. I don't know whether they genuinely get jobs doing this, I'm just being hypothetical again, but, you know, they're experts at breaking into cars, but they don't want to do that anymore, but they've got valuable knowledge. So the car companies might necessarily, or the researchers might hire them to test their security equipment out, because these people are good at breaking it, so they want to make sure that they're creating security that works. And that's kind of what I think Blizzard might be doing here. So what, are they trying to hire hackers now? Hey, you know that game that's like 14 years old that you love to hack in? Well, we could actually use your assistance. Oh my goodness, maybe give him a company car as well. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, if you know how to sort of like create malware and, you know, break the game, that you probably would be able to come up with ways on how to stop it as well. That does make perfect sense. It's just kind of humorous in that sense. So Blizzard are really starting to ramp this up now, and it looks like they are taking this seriously, especially regarding the anti-hacks, which is a point I made in one of my previous videos where they really do need to look at that, because it's all well and good sort of revamping Warcraft 3, saying, hey guys, you know, this game is still here to play, and look, all these new features, it looks great, it looks a bit more shiny. But if your game is versus a hacker 90% of the time, you're probably going to stop playing despite how nice and shiny the game is, or how sweet the new features might be. If you're a general new player to it, or an old player coming back, you know, unless you're like a diehard like myself, you're probably not just going to stick up and put up with map hackers every game. It's pretty frustrating. I think I've displayed some of that frustration in some of my videos, or maybe once or twice. But yeah, this further goes on to be supported because of experience with commercial protection and anti-tamper software. Now, I'm not a technical man, you might be able to tell that, but anti-tamper software sounds a little dodgy. I was thinking tampon there, but let's not go there. Anti-tamper software, that sounds very much like, again, dealing with ways to stop people hacking, stop people breaking Blizzard stuff. But what's interesting is, I thought Warcraft 3, it was rumoured that it's coming to Battle.net 2.0, and StarCraft 2 uses Battle.net 2.0. I don't know if StarCraft 2 has a massive hacker problem. As far as I understand, I thought it was harder to hack in StarCraft 2, but I didn't know if it's impossible. Whereas I think, for example, League of Legends, I don't know if it's actually possible to hack that game. Or Dota 2. Like, don't get me wrong, everything's hackable, but do you know what I mean? Like, you don't really come across hackers in those games, because I think they might have some different engine or design or architecture behind everything that's going on in the background. So, does anyone know about StarCraft 2, whether that has a lot of hackers? I'll be curious to know if that's a problem, because that's probably what they're looking at here as well. Because if Warcraft 3's, they're not going to bring Warcraft 3 to the StarCraft 2 engine, I don't think, but they have updated the model, so now I'm really skeptical and worried that they actually do bring it to the StarCraft 2 engine and then it doesn't play the same. Hopefully it's still on the Warcraft 3 engine, but it's just revamped somehow to work on. Yeah, no, I think it's more likely going to be the case. It's still the Warcraft 3 engine. It's somehow, I don't know, again, I'm not a technical man, somehow brought onto Battle.net 2.0, but it's still the Warcraft 3 engine. But the Warcraft 3 engine obviously needs to be updated to the point where it can protect versus hackers, much like StarCraft 2 and other newer modern games can do. So, yeah, there you go, basically. That is the anti-cheat. So, that's pretty cool, and I love this phrase, a passion to make life difficult for the bad guys. That is a real key phrase there to look out for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a bonus. I noticed as I was perusing through all of these jobs, now I wasn't really, I just sort of like quickly looked at quality assurance, probably the only thing I could do on this list, and even then I don't think I qualify for these positions because they're still above my pay grade. But this stood out. Now again, this might have been here for ages, I don't know, I've got to apologise, but I don't remember seeing, I can't highlight that for shit. There we go, that'll do. Classic Games Test Lead, Quality Assurance. So if we go and click on that, this is essentially a job working on potentially the classic games. One would imagine, because it's for the classic games team, but yeah, does that mean you get to play Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3, Warcraft 1, 2, StarCraft all day? I think that's how it works, isn't it? That's all they ask, that's all they pay you to do. Something like that. So let me know what you guys think about this whole thing, the anti-cheat thing especially, and obviously this cool little feature being a quality game, quality assurance for classic games. That's what's interesting, is I don't remember seeing one for classic games. And again, there's a whole ton of things that you need to have. Passion for Blizzard's classic games, I think, being the most important. Wouldn't you agree? So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and take care. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I'm sure a lot more of you are going to be more knowledgeable than myself. So please do feel free to fill me in where I've gone wrong, or what you think regarding the anti-cheat and the position of the server part, the classic senior software engineer, the server one, disappearing. And this also, senior software, screw trying to highlight, there we go, senior software engineer, classic games. There used to be one of those, and now that's back again. So I don't know whether they've already got one person, now they're getting the second one, or whether they lost the first one. Again, I could go into it in too much detail, so I'll probably stop talking right now. So let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.